What's happening, Who Dat Nation? Hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I hope you guys are looking forward to the weekend. But before we get even close to Friday, we got to discuss some winners and losers from the third session of OTAs, as this was the last time for organized team activities that are voluntary for the Black and Gold. At the time of filming this video, it's Wednesday, June 5th, as a part of our live show. Tomorrow, June 6th, will be the last day of OTAs. So we're going to be putting this video out tomorrow on June 6th, so that way we can get you guys any updates. But if there are any news or rumors that come out in between now and then, we, of course, will have a video for you. But before we get into the cut and before we get into the winners and losers, I wanted to, give you guys a little bit of a challenge. The most amount of likes that this channel has received over the last 90 days. We had a video get 790. That's damn good stuff right there. But I want to beat it. I want to get to at least 800. So help me out, Saints fans. Help me impress my bosses. And help me get my dog a new bag of food by liking today's video. And let's get to 800. All right, number one, no mystery here, Taysom Hill. I mean, honestly, I feel like for this entire part, I could just be like, Taysom Hill, Taysom Hill, Taysom Hill. And you guys would understand what I'm saying. He's just so damn good. But why he's a winner, there's been a lot of reports coming out around Hill. He's been working with the tight ends. He's been working with the fullbacks. He's pretty much just been doing everything. And there's also been a lot of discussion about how he's doing things that he has never done before in his seasoned NFL career, where he's done literally almost everything. And I think it's pretty telling when Taysom Hill is saying that he feels super positive about what Clint Kubiak's vision is for his role in the Saints offense, because he's not a quarterback, he's not a tight end, he's not a running back, he's not a receiver, he's not an offensive lineman. He literally does everything. And Clancy Barone, the tight ends coach in New Orleans, said, quote, stay tuned. He doesn't know. He wish he had an answer what was going to happen with Taysom Hill, what to expect. And he said, stay tuned. And I think Taysom Hill has said a lot in terms of what his role is in 2024, saying that I feel like Clint came in, it had a really clear, distinct vision of what we were going to be offensively and how good we can be. I feel like he came in and has coached with a ton of detail, which has been really nice. I love the way that he's approached it, I feel like I'm a detail-oriented guy. I like to know what to do versus different, or I like to know what to do versus different looks, and that's very much how he coaches. And I honestly just got to say this, hallelujah! We're going to get to see creative usage for number 7. Isn't that awesome? It feels like it's been forever. Pete Carmichael, I swear at times forgot that he was on the roster. Also at times forgot that Jimmy Graham was on the roster. The entire team benefits when Taysom Hill is active on the Saints roster. When he touches the ball, the Saints win games. When he's on the field, the defense gets a break. When they score, they don't have to kick field goals. Everyone wins. Everyone is in a much better position because of Taysom Hill and when he's on the field and when he's used correctly. And I finally think we're going to get to see that once again, similar to how Sean Payton used him a handful of years ago. I'm pumped up to see the creative usage for Taysom Hill because I think he's going to be very multidimensional and have a very big impact in a lot of different facets. So what say you, Saints fans? Predict number 7 stats in 2024. I want to know how many total yards, how many total touches, whether it's carries and receptions, and I want to know how many total touchdowns you think that number 7 is going to get. Share your knowledge of ball and get in the comment section right now. So a loser for today, and it's not even like, oh, this guy his stock's down. It's bad. He's not doing good. Spencer Rattler, that's not the case. Spencer Rattler's actually been doing, some good, some bad. That rookie minicamp, a lot of really good stuff came out. But then as the first 2 sessions of OTAs went down, it was kind of, not amazing for Rattler. But then this last session of OTAs, it was a lot more positive. And this is how the current quarterback depth chart is shaking out. And I do want to say, I think that Rattler has the ability to win the quarterback 2 position, but it's going to take a lot better performance in minicamp and in training camp in order to do so. Because I think it is Jake Hayner's job to lose, but what Rattler does have going for him is this is the regime that drafted him, not the Pete Carmichael offensive regime. And Spencer Rattler got some kudos from Dennis Allen saying that I'm encouraged by what I see out of him, but there's certainly improvement to be had. And why I'm listing him specifically as a loser is because of this quote. There's encouraging things. There's been stuff that we've liked, but there's a lot of growth that needs to go down before we really give him some game time reps and some real-time snaps. And I think that's okay. I want to make sure that I make that point very clear. It is okay if Spencer Rattler is not ready to roll week 1 this year. To be honest, I would rather him be the QB3, sit, don't touch the field, play in the preseason, and then we can see how things shake out in the future. I think it's okay. A lot more winners and losers to discuss in today's video, but before we do, I got to tell y'all all about today's presenting sponsor. And with Prize Picks, you could turn $10 into $1,000 in a single game watching your favorite sports this summer. You can make a Prize Picks lineup in as little as 60 seconds. You just need to pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections, and you're locked in. So get started right now if you haven't already at prizepicks.com/CLNS. Get a first-time deposit match up to $100 when you use our code CLNS. Now, here is a projection that I'm rolling with for the NBA Finals. So, Jason Tatum, half a point. That's going to happen. So, I'm going to take them more on that. They have all these cool promos. They got Taco Tuesdays, all sorts of cool stuff where you can even get your deposit or you can get your entry fee back on certain days of the week. And on top of that, PrizePicks is America's #1 fantasy sports app with over 5 million active members. Get in on the daily action with your friends and become a part of the PrizePicks community today. Download the PrizePicks app right now and use code CLNS for a first deposit match of up to $100. Thank you, PrizePicks, for sponsoring today's video. All that information is in the comment section and description of the show. So a big-time winner I have coming out of OTAs, especially this third session, is Chase Young. And to be honest, there was a lot of talk about how he wasn't present, he wasn't available, he wasn't doing stuff at OTAs, but we actually got some positive developments in terms of injury updates for Young. And he's actually been at the facility every day of OTAs, and he's been in meetings, he's been in the film room, he's been talking with coaches, he's been doing all sorts of stuff, but he just hasn't gotten any action on the field. And Dennis Allen, Saints head coach, has actually been pretty excited about what Chase Young can bring this year. Says that I see a guy that's motivated and going to have a great year. And I think that's what Chase Young needs to do. He's on a 1-year contract, a lot of question marks around him, a lot to prove. And this is a player who played the entire season last year with a neck injury. So he had surgery this offseason. Hopefully he can, be back to what he was his rookie season. And this is the current Saints defensive line group. I think Brian Brzee will unseat Colin Saunders as the starting defensive tackle next to Nathan Shepard. Unfortunately for Cam Jordan, I love the player, Saints legend, no doubt about it. And to be honest, will be a Saints Hall of Famer. But I do have Chase Young unseating Jordan just because I think Young has a higher motor and can play many more snaps. It's worth noting, Tano Passanio is injured. Isaiah Foskey said that he was dealing with a lot of mental stuff last year, and so he just needs to not overthink things and just play, and he expects to have better production this year. And Trajan Jeffcoat also has been shining on this third session of OTAs, so we'll see what happens and what the defensive line will look like when it comes game day. But I just am kind of curious because I think Carl Granderson, Chase Young, and dare I say Brian Brzee could even be in the conversation. Who will lead New Orleans in sacks in 2024? Brian Brzee as a rookie? Number 3 in sack production. Pretty solid stuff there from the kid. So I want you to know, or I want you to let me know, who do you think is going to have the most sack production in 2024? Charlie Smyth, the Irish kicker, I do have as a loser today. I want to just make something clear. By no means am I trying to knock Charlie Smyth. By no means am I trying to dog the kid. And that's not the case with any of the losers in any of our OTA videos or any of our winners and losers videos at all. But I do believe that Charlie Smyth, it's an uphill battle for him to win because it's Blake Grupe's job to lose. And Smith did have a rough day at OTAs in the third session. And Blake Grupe, like I said, it's his job to lose. And I will say Smith went 4 of 7. His third kick was a little bit questionable. He missed wide left on an extra point. He made a few in a row, then very narrowly missed wide right on a kick on the right hash. It's Blake Grupe's job to lose. I mean, Charlie Smyth had a really nice showing the first time we saw him at OTAs, which was in session 2, kicking with a lot of velocity, very accurate, an extremely impressive boot. But Blake Grupe has been doing this for a long time. And I also want to give some kudos to Grupe. Whenever Smith was struggling, he was very quick to go over and talk with him and say, hey, coaching him up, giving him some feedback, and trying to help him learn more about kickoffs and on field goals and whatnot. So I think that's pretty cool, but it's Blake Grupe's job to lose. That's why Charlie Smyth is a loser. Kool-Aid McKinstry, he is the last winner from OTA's winners and losers, and it's not because of what he's done on the field. It's actually because of what the coaching staff and what the front office has been saying about him. Dennis Allen is very hopeful that Kool-Aid McKinstry will be able to do individual drills at minicamp, and hopefully he can work off to the side. He can do stuff by himself and really get this thing kind of working and get this thing moving so we can see what we got in Kool-Aid McKinstry. The rehab process has gone exactly as expected. It's gone smoothly. There hasn't been any setbacks, which is really good news. And Marcus Robertson, the defensive backs coach in New Orleans, I can tell you right now, from an X's and O's perspective, kid's got it. That's all I need to hear. As a rookie, if he's mentally already there, I'm in. We know what he is as a player. We know what he can do as a starter. We saw him do a lot of good things at a very high level for Nick Saban in the Crimson Tide. But I do think when it comes down to it, when it's all said and done, Paulson Adebo, Marshawn Lattimore, and Alontae Taylor will be your starters, with Kool-Aid McKinstry getting some run and getting some reps in a rotation. I also do like Will Harris. I think that he has a high upside for being a slot/nickel corner. And, I think that that's something worth mentioning as well. I don't necessarily think Kool-Aid McKinstry will move inside. But honorable mention, because we do this every single time we have a winners and losers, Bub Means and Jermaine Jackson. Got to give them some credit because after practice, they were getting some extra reps in with Nathan Peterman. And now, obviously, shout out to Peterman as well for doing that, but it's not like Peterman's a guy who's fighting to be a starting quarterback. It's not like he's a guy who's fighting to be a QB2. I think he's fighting to make the roster in general. And I think Peterman also knows what his role is for the Saints. And he's the clipboard guy. He's the smart guy. He's just going to be kind of a smart veteran quarterback presence, that has a high football IQ that just helps everyone else out. That's okay. I'm totally fine with that. I don't think Nathan Peterman ever needs to start a game for the Saints, but I'm okay with him getting some extra reps with some of these young guys and the rookies. So got to give some credit to all three of those players. But Who Dat Nation, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe for more Saints videos. We're going to be doing all sorts of coverage all throughout the rest of the offseason. And, of course, the coverage ramps way the hell up whenever the season gets underway. So y'all subscribe. We'll see y'all next time. Next time. That's not a word. We'll see y'all next time. Stay golden. What the hell?